Everybody's talking about my podcast. They've got my podcast. They've got my podcast on. Everybody's listening to my podcast. They've got my podcast. They've got my podcast on. Welcome to the Self-Help Scenario, the podcast that takes you on a transformative journey towards personal growth, self-discovery, and a happier, more fulfilled life. Hello and welcome at last to this very first episode of the Self-Help Scenario. As you can see on the screen behind me, wow, it took a long time to get all this stuff ready, the equipment and just getting things ready to go, basically. I didn't want to be broadcasting an episode and then not knowing what to do with it and not knowing how to push it forward. So everything I'm hoping is in place, ready to go. So we're going to be starting off from now with hopefully a weekly podcast. And I can hear some of you saying, what is the point in using a podcast? Well, it's basically to tell people about my journey from the last 16 months, 17 months, from when I was a completely different person. Somebody that I look back at now and think, wow, that was me for all my teenage and adult life. What was I doing? I was drinking too much. I was very insecure with relationships and with jobs, etc. And it took something quite traumatic, which is normally the case with what happens with people. They go with something traumatic, a breakup, a heartbreak, something major, which will make them either go into a little shell and be depressed and not do anything about it, and you're on the slippery slope. That's it. Or that actually was what happened with me. I was very depressed, very, very upset, didn't know where to turn. Did go into myself, drinking even more than I was, even though I was quite a bad binge drinker at the time. And I was depressed, definitely. But the reason why the self-help scenario has been born, in my opinion, is because I knew after 2 months maybe of self-pity and feeling like shit, basically, I knew something had to be done. And I didn't want to go down the route that some people have to go down, antidepressants, going to the doctors, speaking to people to help. And I thought, I don't want to be doing that. I want to try and prove to myself that I can do it all myself. So I started listening to audiobooks. I started watching YouTube. And one day it just hit me like a ton of bricks. I don't even know where I was at the time, but something just hit me and said, you've got to do something about this. You've got a daughter and you've got family and you've got friends that are all worried, sick about you. And they are basically starting to get to the point where they are upset, generally tearful at my state. So yeah, I just thought, that's it. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to self-help myself, which again is why it's called the self-help scenario. So I used all these things, listening, reading, watching, and it changed everything. It made me a better person, I believe. It made me, I've always been a bit of an empath. I always seem to care about other people at my own detriment, which I've learned to realise. One of the things that you're told is that you've got to love yourself before you can love again or before you can move on. And I never, ever understood what that meant until I had to go through it myself. You do have to go on a journey. You do have to literally learn how to love yourself again. You put yourself first. You make yourself happy. And once you get to that point, that's when other people start to benefit from you. It rubs off on you. I love to help people. I love to, whether it's chatting, making them laugh, doing a favour for you. I've done quite a bit of work for charity in the past, which I still like to do when I get a chance. And it is all about finding yourself, and it's all about being a better person. So I've actually just gone past the 12-month sobriety, not drinking. I haven't touched a drop of alcohol for 12 months, which I'm absolutely flabbergasted. I don't know how the hell I've done it, but I have. And I've got quite a few people that have been asking me for 6-7 months, how do you do it? What have you done? So I've told them what I did, how I approached it, and I can name at least 4 people that still to this day message me every couple of weeks. Thank you so much for telling me to do this and telling me what to listen to and what to see. And they are, again, going down that same path of not drinking, feeling better in themselves, getting more done, not wasting money on alcohol like we did, because I've spent a fortune on alcohol and I now don't spend anything. All these things, it just feels great to be able to help people, and which is why I've been trying to get this off the ground for quite a while now. And all these people that do message me and say, can you advise me on this, or can you tell me what you did? That is exactly why I'm here. But we're going to be doing it a little bit different. It's not going to be all about me, because that's not the point. The point is that we're going to be getting people on, experts, and mainly friends that have reached out to me to say that they want to tell their story. They've been through a battle and they've won, or they're still going through a battle, or some are actually still battling and they're not out of the woods yet, but they've got a lot of life experiences, whether it be domestic violence, whether it be alcoholism, whether it be drug abuse, whether it be anything. Actually, I've got a list as long as my arm of people that want to come on and tell their story. So with this being the very first episode, it's just to explain what the self-help scenario is, why I came up with it, and how it's going to move forward. So yeah, I'm hoping that you're going to subscribe when we get it all up and running on the. This episode should be on Spotify and YouTube and Apple Music, and all the usual platforms. So there will be links for people to watch it, and then we're going to be having a guest each week talking about their issues and their battles. And believe me, it will resonate with a lot of people. So if you watch it, it might be something that you are going through yourself, or something that you've been through. And watching these things does help. That's how I got through the bad time, the bad place that I was in, by watching and listening to people's experiences. And I was thinking, oh yeah, I get it. I know how I was feeling. That's what I did. And that was how I got through it, by listening to people's stories and saying, that's how I'm feeling. I've got to do what you've just done to get past it. That's exactly what I need to do. So that is it. That is the reason why. So I hope you're going to hopefully support me with this. And if you want to listen, you're more than welcome. And we'll see how it goes. So this is going to be up very soon, as I say, and then I'll explain when and how often each episode is going to be. But I think we're going to aim for every Wednesday, once a week. We're going to have an episode. There's no set amount of time. I might be on for 3 minutes. I might be on for 15 minutes. It just depends who the guest is and what we're talking about. But again, hopefully you're going to join me on this journey, and we can make it something that helps people, not just in my local town or whatever, but UK-wide, worldwide. When it's on YouTube, you don't know who's listening. There might be some poor little person in the outer Mongolian, get my words out, the outer Mongolian jungle, listening on their little headphones, feeling depressed, and they might listen to my little droney West Midlands accent and think, oh, that sounds just like what I need to do. You never know who you're going to help. So that is the plan. So thank you very much, everybody, for listening. I'd just like to say, look after each other and just be nice. it doesn't take a lot to be nice, does it? But that's how we make the world a better place. And let's see how we go. Have a great night, everybody, and I will see you very soon. Bye.